Bet. We live. You already know. Send this thing out. Bet. 1 second, family. Send this thing out to all your people. Family. Boom. All right, bet. What is good, family? I love to see some new faces in here. Send this thing out. I'm gonna give you guys about 60 seconds to send this thing out to everybody on your contacts, family. I'm telling you, this call is about to be something really big. We're talking about somebody that, isn't just a pioneer of investing and entrepreneurship. He's a pioneer for every single person that's on this call that's under the age of 30 years old. I'm gonna just be honest. This man is setting a standard, right? And I really want to talk to you guys about the standard that this man is setting, right? But before I bring him up, I really talk about things, you already know, I like to open every single one of my calls with gratitude, family. So let's start this thing off with a little bit of gratitude. Drop one thing in the comment section below that you guys are grateful for, right? Because we have to be grateful for what we have now, for God to give us more. I will say that every day of my life because it is true, family. So drop 1 to 2 things in the chat you guys are grateful for. I am grateful for the Motivation Monday family. I am grateful for the TMT family, right? I love my mom. Thank you, Vaughn, right? I'm grateful for every single person on this call, family, because I want you guys to really understand. Without you guys, I would not be doing this call, right? I am here to impact and enrich the lives of every single person on this call. So with that being said, right, I hope we got our notepads out. I hope we're really ready to take some notes, right? Yeah, that's why I like to hear grateful for Tucson. You don't hear that one very often, but let's be honest. Let's be grateful for Tucson because, like I said, we got to be grateful for what we have now to be able to grow, family. Grateful for your daughter. That is I am so blessed to hear that, family, right? But I'm going to get this thing started. So with that being said, right, I want you guys to write this down. If you guys have notes or whatever you guys are taking notes, whatever on, I want you guys to take this note, right? Lead by example. Like I said, the man that I'm about to bring up led by example. He is somebody that is Forbes 20 by 20 loading, right? The man that I'm about to bring up onto this call has led by example. He set a standard for himself in his life. When no one else was there to set a standard, he was there to set a standard for himself, family. So I really want you guys to understand that, right? I have a couple things to say, and then I'm going to bring up the man of the hour, right? So with that being said, in life, you don't get what you want, you get what you are. Right? This is so powerful. I want you guys to really, send this out. Like Vaughn said, send this out. It's about to be different, right? But I want you guys to understand what that quote means, right? You do not get in life what you want, you get what you are. Think about the person that you guys are, right? Who's the person that's behind this camera, right? I want you guys to really think about that. Because every single day, you guys need to understand, you guys need to be working to be a better you before your dreams will ever happen. Right? You have to be aware of where you are now to be able to grow. Right? So I want you guys to write this down. This is something that really took my life to the next level, right? Having a tear mindset, family. Right? What is tear mindset? Write this down, right? Thoughts, emotions, actions, results. Right? I'm going to break this down real quick for you guys, family. Thoughts control your emotions, right? Your thoughts control your emotions. Your emotions control your actions, right? That's why I love to hear, family. So your emotions control your actions, and your actions control your results. This is powerful. Tear. We need to have a tear mindset in every single thing we do. We need to have the right thoughts to then control our emotions. We need to have the right emotions to be able to control our actions. And we need to have the right actions to get the right results. Guys, I hope we listen to what I'm saying right now. Right? I got this from somebody that I met out in Miami, right, by the name of Alex Morton. This man gave me this mindset, and it really took my life to the next level. When I started realizing that my thoughts control my emotions control my actions, and my actions control my results, I realized that everything started with my consciousness, right? Everything started up here, right? You have to be conscious of where you are now to be able to grow, family. This is not like what I'm saying to you guys right now can't be going over your head. I hope we taking notes because I'm telling you guys, this information can change your situation, family. You never get one step ahead of the terror mindset without practicing the one before. Ooh, this is real. We getting real on this call, family. Right? We haven't even brought up the man of the hour, and I'm telling you, what I'm breaking down right now can really take your guys' life to the next level, family. So, you guys reap what you sow. What does this mean, family? Right? What are you guys doing every single day to plant new seeds in your guys' life? Maybe you guys are planting new seeds in your mind. Maybe you're planting new ideas into people's head. Maybe you're planting new things into your family, into your friend. It doesn't matter what it is. You guys need to be planting seeds every single day to grow, right? You don't plant a seed today and harvest tomorrow. You plant a seed today. Maybe you planted that seed to that new business you wanted to start. Maybe you planted that new seed to that new girl you tried to talk to. Whatever it is, I want you guys to really think about this for a second. The seeds you plant today, you will harvest in the spring. You will harvest in a month, 2 months, 3 months. No one can tell how long it's going to take to reap the rewards that you are sowing. But if you're sowing bad seeds, if you're putting poison in the ground, poison is going to grow. I want you guys to understand that, right? If you're putting poison in the ground, poison is going to grow, right? I want you guys to think about this 1 second before I bring up the man of the hour, right? I want you guys to understand something, right? Let's say I got my cup of coffee right here, right? I got my cup of coffee, right? And I'm just sitting here. My enemy walks up and he pours poison in my coffee, right? I'm going to die, right? But let's say, right, he walks up and he puts sugar in my coffee. What's going to happen? My coffee is going to get sweeter. Right? Same thing. Right? Let's say my best friend walks up to my cup of coffee and accidentally puts poison in it. I'm gonna die regardless. It doesn't matter who puts the poison in your coffee, you're still gonna die. This is strong stuff right here, family. I want you guys to understand this. This is important. Yes, I know we all deal with family things. We got our families, our friends telling us bad things, this, that. I want you guys to understand we need to become people free. What does that mean? We need to not let no one come in between me and my success. Right? Because when I was at my lowest points, when I was at points where I gave up on myself, guess what? My why was bigger than me. I might give up on myself, but I'm not going to give up on my family. You got to make your why bigger than you, family. Real talk, right? Real talk. We need to act as if it's impossible to fail. Because I promise you guys, if you guys are planting the right seeds in your head today, guess what? You will reap the rewards later, right? And I know this is what me and my man Kyle are really about to talk about, right? But with that being said, let me add the man of the absolute hour to this call. Give me 1 second, family. Give me 1 second. Bow. Perfect. Pretty sure I added the right one, right? But with that being said, family, I really want you guys to understand who I'm about to bring up, right? This is a man that has really, impacted my life. I've watched this man for about a year now since I got into this industry, really set an example for the younger generation. I want you guys to really understand something. This is a Forbes 20 by 20 loading. If you guys didn't listen to anything that I just said, I want you guys to understand this man has the results you are looking for in your life. This man made sure no one and nothing was going to get in the way between him and his success. But with that being said, Kyle, my man, I appreciate you on Motivation Monday, family. How is your day going?
Yo, what's going on? I'm blessed. How you doing, bro? How's everything been? Can everybody drop a 777 in the chat for my guy, Scotty, man? He's been going in. No cap. Y'all got to show some love.
Bro, I appreciate you, family. I appreciate you, bro. But, I really wanted to get you on this call to talk about some serious subjects that I feel like, honestly, a lot of people in this call need to talk, here. I'm going to be honest. A lot of people, bro, I feel like, especially in this generation, they just don't have the right mindset or maybe even the right people to guide them to the right places that they want to go, right? But with that being said, family, are you ready for me to ask you a couple deep questions?
Let's get it going. Let's get it,
family, right? So we're going to start off from the call that we were on. I think it was a Super Saturday call a couple days ago, right? I heard this quote that you said, and it really hit me, right? The moment you think you know it all is actually when you know nothing, right? And my question is, right, being so young when you started in this industry, how did you keep a strong mindset being most younger people develop the I know it mentality?
Okay, for sure. And I'm glad you definitely got that quote, bro, because honestly, that's something that took me very far in life. The moment you think you know it all is the moment you truly know nothing. Because I don't know if anybody on here has ever listened to Kevin Trudeau. And if you've never listened to Kevin Trudeau, I highly recommend you take this on your notes right now. Write down Kevin Trudeau. Somebody that I've truly listened to on a personal development standpoint. right? Because at the end of the day, your coachability index must be at a very, very high level in order to retain new information, in order to retain new incomes, in order to retain new relationships, right? So once you start having success, once you start winning, whatever it is, your coachability index may drop, right? And it may block out information that you truly need. It might also block out like warning signs for things that you truly didn't even see, right? But you could have saw it if your coachability index was up there, right? So at the end of the day, guys, how do you truly learn from anything? How do you truly, grasp that concept of being always humble and always learning, right? You either learn through somebody that's already done it, or you learn through experience. And guess what? I've learned from a lot of people that's already done it. But if I'm gonna be quite honest, guys, I learned via experience, right? When I got my first bag, when I hit P1000, when I hit P2000, I was 16 years old, 17 years old, when I was making these types of income, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, right? Guess what? It was easy for me to blow it. It was easy for me to have fun, go out with people, that didn't fit my future, right? Listen to people that didn't have the results that I wanted, right? So guess what? You sometimes may fuck up your first bag. You might mess up your first bag. I'm sorry for my language. And guess what? From you doing that is gonna increase your coachability index for future experiences for that not to happen. So guess what? I learned through my experiences. But for you guys on this call right here, I want you guys to learn through my experiences, right? Once that happened to me, I learned, if I'm gonna go P5, I'm gonna go chairman 10, if I'm gonna keep building this business, like my coachability index has to be at a level higher than everybody else's to get the results that everybody else doesn't have, right? In order to have things that everybody doesn't have, you must do things that people aren't willing to do, that everybody else isn't willing to do. You must listen when everybody else isn't willing to listen, when everybody else isn't willing to take notes. And that's how I learned. That's how I got that mentality. Honestly, through my experiences, from me hitting P2 and losing it all the way back down to zero and having to build it back up. For me, like losing money trading, right? Like you always get this sense of entitlement when you get a little bit of success. But you could either get that a little bit of success and be like, let me listen to this guy, this coach, this mentor that's telling me to like not get too excited, not get too euphoric, not getting too highs for the highs, not getting too lows for the lows. You can take that and go far, or, again, you might have a mishap. And then that's when you'll be like, you know what? I do need to always remain a student. I do need to always stay learning because there's stuff that you always don't know, right? We have not tapped into the full capacity of the human mind yet. So that would be my answer. Like you either learn through me telling you, or you'll learn through an experience that you'll say, you know what? Yeah, I do not know everything, right? There's no way I truly know everything, because if I did, I would have the result already.
Mm-hmm. No, that's strong. That's powerful, bro. And honestly, something you said there that really hit me was like talking about people fucking up their first bags. Cause like if I'm gonna be transparent, I fucked up my first couple bags, right? I'm only 19 years old, but before this industry, like to be very transparent, I was doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing. I was in street life doing things, that weren't conducive to my growth in any way, shape, or form. But after I got out of all that and I realized, why the fuck am I buying Gucci when my parents ain't Gucci? Why am I not, really spreading this positivity and these things that I'm learning to others, and instead just being greedy to myself? And I really had to, honestly humble myself to be able to understand that, like, savings was such an important thing, bro. Like being able to really understand where to calculate and put your money, and understand that like you got to have a long-term vision, especially when you're like 16, 17, 18. And to be honest, most of the time we've never had money before. So when you get that money, people just want to spend that shit. They want to go get the Gucci. They want to be like little baby and get the chain and this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, right, is that going to retire your family? Is that going to go buy you real estate? Is that going to go do something that's truly going to impact your life, bro? Like, that's really powerful, honestly, bro. Like, just starting off on the first question, I'm already, this is getting me hyped up. keys, right? But for my second question, bro, this is for a lot of the young entrepreneurs on this call, right? My question is, what made you decide that you were going to not settle for anything less in life? And unlike most young 16, 17, 18-year-olds, you were going to sacrifice your time and money to learn investing and entrepreneurship.
Okay, so I would say look at the risk to reward at everything in life, right? You gotta always weigh out the risk to reward. Everything in life is risk to reward. With trading, whoever got the best risk to reward is usually the most profitable, right? Whoever got the trash risk to reward, like, they're not profitable. Same thing happens with life. Like, you gotta really weigh out your risk to reward, right? Like, if you're nowhere in life and there's people around you that are somewhere, right? You have to get out your own headspace. You got to get out your own ego, and you have to go all in exactly what it is that they're doing, right? Because you have nothing and they have something, right? Like, it's the most easiest decision to make, right? And that was my decision. When I started this, I was 15, 16. I had nothing, right? I met people that had 6 figures, that had 7 figures, that truly was living the lifestyle that I wanted to live, right? So I went all in, right? I really went all in, and I still am all in to this day, right? So I would say, like, at a young age, I had to observe the masses and do the opposite. Because the thing is, when you're looking from the outside in, when you're looking from your perspective, from your first person view, right, you tend to miss a lot of things, right? When you're looking via just through your environment, just through Orlando, Florida, for example, where I live, right? You know, you yourself, where you from again, bro?
I'm from Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson. Yo, so I'm gonna be seeing you soon when I come to Arizona,
Yes, sir.
for sure. So, like, if you're just looking through Dallas, Texas, right, where you live, or you're just looking through Houston, Texas, wherever you live, and you may see everybody around you working, yo, hey, yo, like, I'm gonna just be honest, like, everybody that you graduate with, you see them doing a specific thing, a specific habit, a specific job, a specific whatever it is. 90% of the world tends to lean towards that because it's what's familiar, right? It's what's comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's what's comfortable, right? But the thing is, yeah, you could get success the long way. It's not like, yo, you have to go all in with this to become successful, right? I'm not saying that, right? But think about it like this. How long is it going to take you to try to become successful your own way, then try to become successful learning from people that's already done it,
Mm-hmm.
right? That was my thing. Like, yo, I knew that I wasn't going to get to where I'm at today by myself, right? And I owned up to it. I said, yo, I'm gonna go all in with people that I never knew from a can of paint, right? You're gonna make more money with random strangers than your own family and friends, right? Sometimes your family and friends, they love you, they really mess with you, but sometimes they don't have the best financial move for you, right? Just being real. Because if they had the best financial move, they would already be in the financial position to already give you all that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, it's just being real. Like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe there's 1% of you guys on this call that you're like, your inheritance, your family, like, they have the best financial moves for you to make a million. That's like 5%, 1% of y'all. A lot of y'all need to look outside your hometown. Look outside Houston, Texas. Look outside Dallas, Texas, right? Start going to events, right? Start, getting around a network, a whole new network, a whole fresh network, right? There's a reason why I like network marketing and I chose it as my career, right? Because you're getting around a whole new network. You're not worried about what's going on in Dallas, Texas when you're meeting somebody that's making $1 million a month in Palm Beach, Florida, right? That's giving you the keys and sauce that you can go back to your city and blow stuff up. In contrast to just doing what everybody else is doing. Observe the masses and do the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And you will see why the law of compensation pays people more for doing the opposite than doing the same of what everybody else is doing,
Mm-hmm.
because there's only a certain amount of money to go around with what everybody else is doing, right? But if you become the X factor, if you become the one that you can give value to the world, you have a skill set that nobody else has, it's the law of compensation, right? You get paid based off of, number one, your ability to do it. Number two, the uh, the the actual ability of replacing you. How hard is it to replace you? And how scarce is it? Like, how valuable is it? Right? And if you're doing something that everybody else is doing, like, not just being down on jobs, because I used to work at Publix. I was a bagger, right? But
Mhm.
there's tons of people that want to be a bagger, right? Like, there's always going to be a need for it, right? But the need might go down if they have a robotic bagger, right?
Mhm.
So the need might not be there. I could be replaced, but there's always people that want to do it, so it's always might be a job you can get paid. But
Mhm.
with network marketing, with trading, with investing, right, with learning a skill set, not everybody has access to this information, right? So I knew that me learning this information and holding on to it, I knew that one day there's going to be somebody that wants to know how to trade. I knew that one day there's going to be somebody that wants to make money online,
Mhm.
right? And especially when COVID hit, right? I was the one where I already had everything solidified. I already was trading. I already was making money. I was already living like financially free and didn't have to work a job. So when people needed a way to make money online, the need was there, right? And the need is still there and rising every single day. So that's why I tell people to get into an industry where the difficulty of you being replaced is up there. It's going to be harder to replace you. Plus, there's a need for it. There's got to be a need increasing every single day, right? There's got to be a need increasing every single day. There has to be a difficulty in replacing you and your ability to do it, right? That's the last part, your ability to do it. Because, yeah, it could be a growing industry of trading. Yes. It could be a lot of industries. I know there's solar out there, a lot of people doing solar. I totally respect it. It's a growing industry. Once you learn how to do it, it's going to be hard to replace you, right? But what's your ability to do it? How much sales are you actually bringing in? How much revenue are you actually bringing in, right? Based off of, if I were to find everybody that was in the company, are you at the top 10, the top 20, the top 30? Where are you at? And why should I pay you the amount that you truly are asking for?
Mhm.
What's your ability to do it? Right? So that's the law of compensation right there. And that's what really made me at a young age go all in, because it just made sense. It really just made all this sense in the world. And you guys already know, ladies and gentlemen, if it makes sense, it makes dollars. Right? Other things that, yeah, it may make sense in the short term, right? But think about the long term, right? Think about 3 to 5 years from now, where you're gonna be if you continue doing what you're doing and what everybody else is doing around you. The 3 to 5 years is a hit or miss, right? With this, obviously, it's a hit or miss, but the hit is gonna be a lot. It's gonna taste a whole times better than me hitting with something else. If you guys understand that.
That was powerful. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. I didn't even like, honestly, I feel like so many people, I mean, I know my mom can contest this, especially like she was an accountant, and you know where accountant is now. Like, they only need, one accountant for a whole office because the rest of it's all automated online. Things like that, like understanding, industries and what you're getting into and what's the long term. It's like so many people nowadays want to go be a rapper. They want to go be, something that everybody wants to be, or an NFL player, for example, right? I'm not throwing shade at anybody that wants to be those things, but at the end of the day, you got to look at, how hard is it going to be for you to go to the next level? Because it's all about, I mean, let's talk about leverage for a second. I mean, look at this company just for a second, right? We have some of the best education teaching you cryptos, investing, entrepreneurship. Man, you can even learn real estate, business, all types of things from this industry, right? But then you go look at, look at the rap game. You could have the best song in the world, but if you don't got the right record label to push your song, like, it's not going nowhere, right? It's the same thing. Like, that's a really powerful thing. And I want to really just tell you, like, bro, a lot of people don't understand that. They look at the short term value of things. A lot of people are going to be, engineers and things of value that have long term visions, or a lawyer or something like that. I understand why you go to school for that, but it's the same type of people that have short term mindsets. Like you were saying, somebody's got to flip the burgers. somebody's got to, work at the Publix bagging groceries. Like, we can't all just be rich. We can't all just be successful. There's a reason why the top 5% of the world really get to live the dreams that they want to live, because that other 95% never get to their full potential. Right. And it's definitely a very powerful thing to really understand that and understand the long term and what you guys are doing in your guys' lives. Because I feel like, dog, that's so powerful. I ain't even gonna lie, right?
You gotta take every decision looking at the long term. Like, think about it: the job that you pick, the school that you go to, the video games you play, the TVs shows you watch. All of that is shaping your paradigm. Your paradigm was formed starting at the age of 3, right? What you listen to, what you see, your environment, everything forms your paradigm, right? So if your paradigm is a multitude of habits, right? What are the habits that you were preaching from the age of 3, right? And your paradigm is going to stay the same as from what you were learned from the age of 3 years old, unless you make the conscious decision to shift it, right? It's only the people that make the conscious decision. They make a conscious decision that they're going to be different, that they're going to do different, that they're going to have different. That's when you start attracting different.
Yo, that's real facts though. Like that's the law of attraction. At the end of the day, you attract what you are. Just like what I was saying at the beginning of this call, you don't get in life what you want, you get what you are. Like, think about the person that you are. What is the value you're giving to the world, right? There's never such thing as Assessing and Think and Grow Rich. There's never something for nothing. You always have to give something up, rather it's time, rather it's money, rather it's people, rather it's things, places, whatever it is. You got to give something up to go up, right? You're only the sum of the 5 people you hang around, and if the 5 people you're hanging around are just dragging you down, right, you're never going to elevate, right? And I learned that very quickly in this industry. I started putting myself around people that could pull me up instead of drag me down. But at the same time, you got to understand that now it's deserved. You can't just get into those type of groups of people and just expect to stay there if you have nothing to give. It goes right back into, you have to have something to give. You have to be able to, maybe you're coachable. Maybe you can, pick things up. Maybe you actually listen and apply things that they're teaching you, whatever it is. Putting yourself around the right types of people to really, push you up in life. Because I feel like so many people are in environments that are not conducive to their growth. Let's just be honest, right? It's 2022. A lot of people are, especially younger people. I mean, I know in Tucson, we're a college city, so there's so much partying and this, that, and the third going on. It's like, would I rather go out and go to the club and spend $100 on some bottles, or would I rather go and put that $100 into my investments that's going to make me maybe $1,000 over time, right?
Yeah.
It's all thinking about the long term, bro. But
think about the delayed gratification. I think that's a good point, bro. Instant gratification feels nice, right? And what generally feels nice, right? It's instant, right? Everybody loves instant, right? You pop something in the microwave, instant, right?
yeah.
Everybody wants an instant relationship, right? Yo, let me just like hop in the DMs, find me a relationship, right? Doesn't work like that. Everybody wants instant flipping their account, right? That's why everybody wants to go try these bots that don't work, right? They want the instant profit. Everybody wants instant. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants this instant, right? And even when you get the money, you want to instantly spend it, right? What happens? You get paid on Friday. Instantly want to spend it. Yo, let's go buy food. Yo, let's go out, right? Everybody loves this instant gratification. As soon as you get the money, yo, let's do something to make me happy instantly. But what if you got happy? What if you rewired your brain to get happy for delayed gratification, right? You rewire your brain to say, yo, instead of I like spending, I like working, I like grinding, I like studying, right? It could be anything, right? So I like spending, yo, let me flip that to I like studying, right? Or I like learning, right? So you tend to rewire your brain for the delayed gratification. So you find joy in the process of knowing that, hey, I flip the script. Instead of finding joy in the instant gratification, I find joy in delaying the gratification, because I know when the gratification does come, a year down the line, 6 months down the line, you delayed that gratification so far that it's a big ball of gratification. You got a big ball of compounding done to your trading account. You got a big ball of new ranks about to pop in your organization that were just seeds a couple of months ago. We're just new members, right? And you found, and it's all because you found joy in delaying the gratification. Then you started to move at a higher state. Then everything just starts flowing to you. You start entering this flow state. And it all comes with delayed gratification.
That is, yo, that's powerful. I feel like so many people don't understand that. And that was honestly like what I had to learn so young and like so like even like a year ago, you know what I mean? I had to really learn that like, I came into this industry coming from quick money. So I wanted to make quick money, right? But guess what? The charts humbled me $4,000 or $5,000 and I learned real quick it isn't quick like that, right? But it's all about being able to like you said, look at the long term and see the vision, right? Like look at the industry of cryptos, for example. You're talking about something that's literally whole countries are moving their currency over to crypto because now it's something that is more usable and is saving their economy to compared to the fiat currencies that we have, the things like the rubs or the US dollars, things like that, right? It's about understanding the long term in everything. There's obviously money to be made there still, but at the end of the day, like, look at our government, for example. Our government's bought more crypto than gold in the last 10 years. You know what I mean? Like that should tell you something in like how the world is moving, how things are going. And it's all about looking in the long term, bro. But damn, I didn't think this question was going to be that powerful, but we went in on this, right?
Yeah, for real.
You already know. But bro, so I'm gonna ask you this third question, bro, and I really feel like this one's gonna help a lot of people on this call. Definitely, not taking that leap of faith, bro. So I heard this quote, right? Sometimes the risks we are scared to take are the ones holding us back from getting to the next level in our lives. My question is, what would you say to the people that aren't taking that leap of faith to help them go to the next level?
Taking that leap of faith, right? I would say that at the end of the day, the majority of the times that your success truly happens is when you don't know what's really on the other side, right? Like, let's be honest, like, a lot of the times you may not know what's on the other side, right? A lot of the times you take a test in school or you enroll into a class in school. I'm gonna even relate this to school because there's some people out here that go to school still, right? And when you enter that class, when you enroll to take that honors class, that AP class, you don't know what's on the other side, right? You don't know who's going to be in your class, right? When you go to take that test, right, you don't know what's going to be on that test, right? You never know what's on the other side, right? There's always a test with everything, right? But you have to understand, like, you're either gonna bounce, you're either gonna make it or break it. That's how I look at it. You never know what's really on the other side, but it's up to you to make it or break it, right? Nobody else is gonna do it for you, right? Nobody else is gonna come to save you, right? That's just the outlying factor of it. You may not know what's on the other side, but that's where the biggest reward is at. You guys know with trading is risk to reward, right? It's risk to reward. You might go for a sell on GU this morning, and you didn't know it was going to hit TP. You didn't know it was going to wick down, and you were going to have a good entry, right? You may start something that you may not know the future of, right? Like when I got started in this industry, you think I thought that I was going to go chairman? Like you think I knew, like, bro, like I wish y'all knew like the doubts I had in my mind. I wish y'all knew like the people that was like, when I was young, like telling me like, yo, like don't even do this. Like, yo, like stop doing what you're doing, right? But when people are telling you that, that should be an extra confirmation to keep going. Because think about it. You're destined to be the 1%. You're destined to make it out of everybody else, right? The risk is going to be a whole lot more at stake, but also the reward is going to be a whole lot more at stake. You see, you can't trade smart money with life. Like you could do it on the charts, but you can't have a low risk, high reward in just career and just like building your life. Or you can have low risk, high reward on the charts, but if you want to be an entrepreneur, a business owner, you must take big risk. Like you must take risk that you may not know what's on the other side. Like even events, right? Like I ran a lot of events in order to go Chairman 10, right? When I host events, when I put up flyers, like you may not know if people are going to show up. Like you may not know, like, because it's a risk, right? But a lot of people didn't even get up to that risk yet. So they won't even get to see the reward, right? Some people may take the risk and, yo, like, they might flop and then they might not ever do an event ever again,
Mm.
right? But at the end of the day, all I know is it takes, look, 1 to 2 events that you pack out the room. And guess what? You won't have to worry about other events 2 years from now, 3 years from now. You won't have to worry about that ever happening again because your belief level is up there. Your
Mm.
belief level is there from you already doing those events, from you already taking those risks. So you know that it's possible. If you don't even take that risk in the first place to even know that it's possible, like, how would you ever succeed in life? And a lot of people, they take a risk and then they fail and they think that it's not possible, right? But it just wasn't possible in that moment. It just wasn't possible for you at this specific time. But just know that anything is possible. When you truly possible, when you truly understand that we are all God's highest form of creation and there's nothing stopping, there's nothing that's in between me and you. There's nothing different. We're all human beings. You know, we all come from mother nature. We all come from the creator. We all come from whoever you believe in, whatever you believe in, right? We're all the same. Like, we all breathe the same. We all think the same. We all got, the same skin. Like, we're all the same. But the
Mhm.
difference is, what are you going to do with what you have in front of you, right? That's the outlying factor, I believe.
Yo, that is powerful. Real talk. Like, yo, I hope we send in this. My shit just did that for a second. But I hope we really sending this thing out because I'm telling you, this information is crazy. Like, if you really taking in what this man is saying, like, I want you guys to understand that, like, this is the type of information that I honestly wish I had when I first came into this industry, right? This industry has taught me so many different things. But if I would have had these type of conversations when I started, right, I don't even know if I'd have been ready for it. Because I know some of these things that we're talking about right now might be going over your head, and that's fine. What I want you guys to understand is belief, right? You guys need to have belief and courage. These two things in this industry will take your life to the next level, right? Because yes, obviously, we've all had those moments where we felt like it wasn't going to work out. But at the end of the day, it's the people that give up are the ones that never get to their true potential, right? It's the people that keep going every single day, no matter what, no matter, they don't give up, they don't stop, they just keep going. Those are the people that get to their goals and their dreams, right? But I'm going to go into my next question because, I want to make sure that I respect your time, family, and really, do this. But damn, this is some sauce, man. I hope we send this thing out.
Thanks. Yeah, I drop a 222 in the chat if you really enjoying the live so far. I want to see. I know there's a lot of people that have been tapped in since the start. So keep going, bro.
Yo, facts. So, right, my next question really is kind of going to go into the last one, and it's really important, right? And I've seen that you're very developed, especially for your age, right? And I wanted to know, what does PD mean to Kyle, and how has it impacted and changed your mindset from old Kyle to the Kyle we see today?
Okay. So, yo, I feel like PD is a word that goes around a lot in this industry, and it's something that everybody needs to practice. But PD means different things to everybody, right? And for you guys that don't know what PD is, it stands for personal development, right? And I really think that regardless of what industry you're doing, whether you're trading Forex, crypto, doing network marketing, or even if you're not even in our industry, you might be doing real estate, door-to-door sales, right? Whatever you're doing, you must be personally developing yourself every single day in order to reach new levels, right? With new levels comes new devils, right? You must be ready for the challenges before the income comes, right? You become the person worthy of the income, and then the income comes. It's not the opposite way. You don't get the income and then suddenly start making a calendar, making a schedule. You don't get the income and suddenly the words come out of your mouth and you start learning how to speak. You start learning how to run Zoom calls, right? You must become that person first, and the income will come easy, right? And the income will stay when it's actually there, right? So you have to become the person worthy of the income. You have to become the person worthy of, see my guy Vinny on here, right? Athlete. You got to become that person that's ready for the league before you even get into the league, right? you don't just get into the league and all of a sudden become LeBron James and score 40 points, right? You got to show that you're worthy of that. So I think at the end of the day, personal development is really non-negotiables in your life that you must continue to practice every single day, right? What are your non-negotiables? Everybody on this call should ask themselves, yo, what are my non-negotiables? When I wake up, before I do anything else, this is what I'm doing. When I
Mm-hmm.
go to sleep, before I do anything else, I'm prioritizing this over anything else. And for me, my non-negotiables, I've got to at least read 25 pages of a book a day, right? That's one of my non-negotiables. I've got to at least listen to an audio or a podcast, some sort of audio or a podcast. So 25 pages, an audio or a podcast, plus the gym. The gym is also a non-negotiable for me. It's something that, these non-negotiables, that's my personal development, because these are something that really doesn't pay you directly, right? But in the long term, your habits and what you do will be accumulated over time. Your non-negotiables are things that may not make a difference right now in the present moment, but over a course of time, again, your habits and those non-negotiables will compound, and you will all of a sudden become a better person and have a better income throughout time, just from these compounded efforts, these compounded small things on a day-to-day basis. And it really be the littlest things that can make the biggest leap in your income, right? The littlest things, right? Sometimes we neglect the littlest things, right? Such as drinking a gallon of water a day. You know how many people would be saved from dehydration if they just drank a gallon of water a day, right? It's a lot of things that, guess what? Personal development is the most important thing to me. And I don't want to just classify it as just, yo, these are the 3 books you guys need to read. Yo, these are the 3 audios you guys need to read, right? It needs to be at least 3 to 5 non-negotiables that you have in your daily life every day. Again, I gave you guys 3 of mine, right? 25 pages a day, 1 audio or podcast a day, plus hitting the gym, right? Plus 2 other non-negotiables I have is I gotta check the DXY every day. That's like a non-negotiable for me. And I gotta at least run a prospect call every single day, right? That's a non-negotiable for me. That's helping me grow every single day. And it may not seem like a lot in the present moment, but that will be accumulated with time, right? LOL, yeah. But that's a fact. Like, I would say you guys could take some of mine for sure, but it's got to be something that's growing you every single day. And I would say personal development books that I read that I highly suggest everybody to read, type it in the chat, put it in your notes, right? Number 1, you guys need to read Think and Grow Rich, right? That's one of the biggest books. Number 2, I'm going to give something different, Emotional Intelligence 2.0. Definitely get that book, Emotional Intelligence 2.0. And number 3, I think that this is the honestly one of the most important ones, and it's crazy how I'm even saying it last, but Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza, right? I don't know if you guys have ever listened to Joe Dispenza. I don't know if you guys ever, Joe Dispenza and Kevin Trudeau are on that same kind of frequency, right? If you guys are like really into personal development, you want to add a non-negotiable of mine, I would say add Kevin Trudeau and add something of Joe Dispenza, right? Joe Dispenza has a great book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And the 3rd book is nuts. Yeah, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. The first book was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, right? I think that everybody hears this book, yo, yeah, go read Think and Grow Rich. They get the book, they post it on IG. But if you really, really actually read it, like I'm telling you guys, even if it's hard for you to read, at least read the audiobook. Think and Grow Rich will turn you into a monster and with your thinking, right? All of these 3 books that I mentioned are just thinking books, how to change your thinking, because your thoughts create your reality, and your reality is your results. So if your reality isn't where you want it to be, your results aren't where you want it to be, you got to change your thinking before you change anything else. And again, number 1 is Think and Grow Rich. Number 2 is Emotional Intelligence. Number 3 is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Joe Dispenza.
Yo, that's powerful, right? All three of those books, I've actually, the only one that I haven't gone through was the emotional intelligence one. I'm actually get that right after this call, bro. But I do have one to add on to that, right? I know a lot of my people on here watch Mornings with Nano every single morning. If you guys have not read The Power of Awareness, this book is like the modern day Think and Grow Rich. I want you guys to understand that, right? This is a difficult book to grasp and understand, but definitely start with Think and Grow Rich and go to The Power of Awareness afterwards when you're talking about, becoming aware of your consciousness, right? It's not just understanding your conscious being, it's understanding your subconscious being, right? Everything that you take in, all the information, people talking to you, news, outlets, putting information into your brain, right? You can either accept or reject every single thing in your conscious mind. But you guys have to understand something. Once it's in your head, it goes into your subconscious mind. It now enters your paradigm. There is nothing you can do to change the information that is in your paradigm, right? That's just the way your brain is wired. That is the way your brain is programmed. And you guys need to be very understanding of the words that you are saying, right? And the things that you are doing every single day to get to your success, right? And this was so powerful because in this book, they talk about it, right? You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We're supposed to listen 2 times more than we speak. And so many people speak so many bad things into reality. They wake up in the morning, my back hurts. And then they wonder why when they're 50 years old, they have back problems, right?
Yeah.
Things like that. Like there's so many crazy things that you start to see in the reality of understanding your brain and how it really works. But what was the third book you said?
Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza.
Bet.
Thanks, my guy, for dropping it in there.
Bet. And as well as we're going to have this recording on my page, I'm also going to post it on YouTube after this. So you guys will definitely be able to go back and rewatch this if you need to get any other information. But I do want to keep going to respect my man's time, right? I got, one last question that I really feel like this one's going to be a lot for the people that are, coming up in ranks, our P1s, P2s, maybe even P5s that are really, starting to get that ego, right? We're going to talk about ego for a second, right? So my question is, right, being the youngest chairman and one of the biggest success stories, how do you deal with ego and not letting it get into your mindset, understanding that you've done something that no one else has done before?
Okay, for sure. I would say, like one of the things that helps me with like ego on a day-to-day basis is, like I said, the non-negotiables keep me grounded a lot. Right, that right there alone keeps me grounded a lot. Like if you're getting an ego or you think like you know a lot, it's probably because you're not getting any new information. You're not you're not getting any new information at all. And that really means your coachability index has actually dropped, right? Your coachability index has dropped. And sometimes you have to learn how to be consciously aware when your coachability index drops, right? Maybe after a big win, right? Maybe after like, you hit a big risk to reward in the market, or you just popped a rank, right? Sometimes you have to watch your coachability index, right? Sometimes where you were asking a question or you were listening to a certain someone and you were always taking notes. And then maybe after a big win, sometimes you have to be consciously aware and be like, damn, I'm not really listening as much. Damn, I'm not really asking as much questions as I was before. And you know what? It's the same thing as of now. Like, I've learned so much from my previous experiences that, guess what? I've been through the experience already of me having big wins, going big ranks, and then, not listening. And then guess what? Eventually I had to start listening again. Then I had to start reading again. And I had to start doing everything that I did to get up to where I'm at. So what I would say is you have to always always do what got you to where you're currently at, right? The moment you stop doing what got you to where you're currently at, that's when the results start to drop. That's when the coachability starts to drop, right? And you have to be consciously aware and ask yourself every single day, not just like once a week, once a month when we're on these Zoom calls. Now you have to consciously ask yourself every day, hey, am I still doing what got me to my level of success right now? If the answer is no, probably you stop doing the things that got you there. Your coachability index dropped, your ego went up. And one thing I learned from Alex Moore, one of my biggest mentors, somebody I edify always, right? Ego stands for edging God out. If you believe in God, you believe in a higher power, you know that once you have an ego, you're edging that higher power out. And the higher power is one of the most powerful things. It is not even one. It is the most powerful thing in this world. So once you edge that out, you might as well put all odds against your side at that point, because if you really believe in a higher power, like, you're gonna align yourself with that higher power, and they're gonna and everything is just gonna come to you without you even asking for it. So Alex Morin was who I'm talking about. You guys already know Alex Morin is, you guys think I'm good. Like, yo, he was the youngest top earning, even though he wasn't really 18 at the time. He might have been 20, 21. It just goes to show that your achievements that he did, the efforts that he was compounding, it paid off to today. And it's a good example for anybody that's young. He's a great example of anybody that's young, to show that they can truly make it in this industry. Other than just this industry, once you make it in this industry, shit, he's now investing into a lot of other industries now. So at the end of the day, we preach multiple streams of income, but how about you go make it in one first, and then you can have all the other income streams that you want without even the effort or the ease or even the stress of having to, do other things out of desperation. You're doing it out of true inspiration at that point. So, yeah.
That's powerful. Real talk, bro. I felt like I wanted to leave that question for last because I felt like that was one that a lot of people honestly weren't ready to hear, because a lot of people don't understand, like, even me personally, I've had moments where I have to shake my head at myself and just be like, you gotta let that go. You're not gonna grow anywhere if you let that ego control you and take over you, right? Because so many people, especially not even just in our industry, in literally any industry, when they go see that success, they stop listening to other people. They start thinking that they know it all, right? Going back into question one, the I know it mentality. They feel like because they made it, they can't learn more, when there's always, room to grow. There's always bigger places you can go and really grow to develop yourself, especially when it comes to the mindset. Because, yeah, I mean, technicals, you can only, get so good technically. But when you're getting into mindset is an infinite thing. Most people are only using, I was reading it in, I think it was either Power of Awareness or Think and Grow Rich. They were talking about the power of your brain and how most people only use 5 to 10% of their brain capacity, right?
Yep.
And it's about opening that extra, third eye, if you will, or opening that extra paradigm in your head that rewires yourself. You got to really forget about all the old things. So many people, I even see this in relationships a lot nowadays. A new dude will get with a new girl and he's looking through her phone, this, that, and the third, because from the last girl that cheated on him, he's bringing it over to this relationship, right? And you know what I'm talking about. Like, everybody has had that happen, and it's like, you got to understand, you can't be bringing dirt from something else and bringing it into any industry or anything you do. I had to learn that, first case. I was somebody that I had terrible trust issues, right? And I had to learn that the people that I didn't know from anything were going to be the people that made me successful, right? The people that I couldn't technically trust, but guess what? Those are the people like the Drake Dennisons, the people that gave me a place to stay when I knew him for 1 month and he let me stay in his penthouse. Or, the King Currencies, or even the Vaughns, right? I have a dude on my team named Vaughn that just absolutely, I see the servantless leadership. Some people can be servantless, but you have a lot of people in life that, I mean, quite honestly, just aren't servantless to themselves, let alone anybody else, right? And that's a very, powerful thing, bro. But I do want to respect your time, bro. Would you be willing to do a little bit of a Q&A with the chat, maybe 1 or 2 questions, and then just kind of end it off from there?
Yeah, let's run it up. Yo, if anybody has any questions in the chat, yeah, let's definitely open it up for like 10 minutes, man. Honestly, you get dope questions, but I want to see if anybody else got anything lit.
Bet. Let's see. All right, we got some questions. Yes, because a healthy to experience. All right.
Yo, for real, don't hold back, y'all. Like, y'all can ask, like whatever. And honestly, bro, like, you could give your kind of answer as well, like, cause this is a good amount of people on here. Like, yo, it's good. Like, I'm gonna say, like, we'll do like 3 questions, and then
all right, bet.
That's it.
Let's get it. So our first question's from the man Von Fibonacci himself. Do you question yourself at the age you're at? Do you ever question yourself of what you're doing?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, yo, like, I'm gonna tell you this, my bro. If you're not questioning it, and it's something that everybody else is doing. It's not for you, right? It's not for you because like you got to think about it like this. When Bitcoin first came around, there was a lot of questions, right? A lot of people didn't know everything, right? Like when I first invested into Bitcoin, it was around 8,000, right?
Mm.
A lot of people got in below me too, like 2,000, 3,000, right? When I saw Bitcoin when it was 2,000, 3,000, but guess what? I had a lot of questions, right? I was questioning it. I was like, yo, like, can this thing really go past the all-time high? Like, yo, can this thing really like be the next future technology, go to 100K, just like everybody else is saying? Like, yo, like I had some questions. I was questioning it, no cap, right? But the thing is, during that time period, everybody was questioning it, right? But the thing is, the reward was so much higher for the people that just said, yo, I'm not even gonna question it. I'm just gonna listen. I'm just gonna jump on board, right? Because it was during a time where it was questionable, right? Especially with trading, especially with MLM, network marketing. Like, yo, like to the average 90% of the world, it's questionable. Like, yo, why are you doing that, bro? Like, yo, what is that? But again, the reward is 10 times better when it's questionable. Like when it's at a state where not everybody is doing this yet. Not everybody's on board yet, right?
Mm.
Once everybody's on board and it's not questionable and everybody's doing it like it's natural, like it's not gonna be as profitable anymore. The people that hopped on when it was questionable, they're gonna be the ones that succeed, right? The same thing's happening with forex too. Like people are finding out about forex. People are trading. More and more people are downloading MetaTrader 4. More and more people are learning about this, right? So yeah, it might be questionable now, but think about 20 years from now. Will it really be questionable, or will everybody just be doing this and it's gonna be normal? Just like things that we never thought would have been normal are gonna be normal. The people that hopped on when it was questionable are the ones that really, really got massive success. So that's how I think about it. Like, yo, if it's not questionable, it's not for me, right? It's gotta be a risk in it. It's gotta be something that's ahead of the trend. And people ahead of the trend were always called crazy to the people that came in after. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel like so many people don't understand that. Like, what makes a successful person is somebody that gets ahead of a trend before it's a trend. It's all about, being a visionary, if you will. Like, you got to see something before it's. Think about this for a second, right? The first person that wanted to set up a drive-through window in a fast food chain, all these other fast food chains were like, you're fucking crazy. But guess what?
Exactly.
This one dude was like, nah, like, think about they don't have to get out of their car. Like, I get people want to eat as families, but what if we give that option? Plus, we have somebody do this drive-through window. Guess what? They made a drive-through window, and now every fast food restaurant in America has one. And there's so many different things for that. Even think about the bottle, right? Like somebody had to think of this, and it's somebody that got ahead of a wave because they saw something other people didn't. Right? The phone that we're talking on right now, somebody thought it before anyone else believed it. It's all
Yeah.
about getting ahead of a trend before it's a trend and believing in yourself. Because so many people, they might have an idea, right? Like I have a lot of people, for example, on my team, right, that they are good traders. Don't get me, they're amazing traders, but they're not confident. Like they'll set a trade up and they won't take it, and then that trade will go 500, 1,000 pips, and they just lost out on money they could have been making.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's all about having that confidence and really running that thing up, bro. I feel like that's a really powerful way to answer that question, bro.
I would say just know that when people call you crazy, it's more confirmation, right? They call Jesus crazy. They call Jeff Bezos crazy. They call all these people crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not called crazy, you have nothing to work for. Like you're working like everybody else. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I definitely feel you, bro. So there's a dude in the chat, the only Gabe asked, what was your biggest failure you faced in building and trading?
Okay. The biggest failure? Like the
Yeah.
biggest, all right. My biggest failure in trading and building. I mean, I'd say my biggest failure in trading is just taking a big loss. Like honestly, my biggest loss was like 8K. Like that was my biggest loss, and it was when I was a junior in high school. So like But it was I lost profits. It wasn't like I funded that up and lost. Like, trust me, y'all, I didn't blow that. But like that was one of my biggest like lessons, because I was like over leveraging on Bitcoin. I thought Bitcoin was just gonna keep going up forever, because it was like at, you know, it was at like 28 or something like that. So I learned to like not get too euphoric when things are going up for a long time. And I had actually bought the top. You know what I'm saying? So that's why right now I'm actually shorting Bitcoin. Like, I feel like Bitcoin's at a good level right now to short on MC4. Like, no lie, I'm not even gonna give out no signal or nothing, but like I would like look at the chart real quick. Like, it's actually at a good zone to short. So so that was my biggest like lesson with trading. And my biggest lesson with building was like, yo, like, you know, never get too euphoric. Again, like I say this a lot, never get too highs for the highs, never get too lows for the lows, because you never know how long the high is gonna last. You never know how low the low is gonna last. Like, you never actually truly know. And anybody that says that they know, like, they're just BSing. Like, you never actually know. So yo, like when I first hit P2000, guys, I'm gonna tell you guys this. Like, that was one of my biggest highs, like back in the day. That was one of my biggest highs, because I was making $2,000 a month as a 16, 17-year-old, right? Like, I was able to quit my job, like live freely, like things like that, right? And I had made a big bag trading, but I started like noticing myself getting complacent, right? I started just noticing myself, just doing the same things, hanging around the same people again. And it's not like my income was decreasing, but it kind of was. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, I started deranking and stuff, but I still had money from trading and stuff like that. But I started deranking because I was like, bro, like, what's going on? And from then on, I was like, bro, like, I'm not gonna solely rely on one source of income, and I'm not gonna solely just rely on building. I'm gonna be people free. I'm gonna build this for the impact, or I'm gonna build this for the mission, not the commission, right? I'm not building this business to like, yo, hit like, and I hope you guys do the same, like just to hit P2000, just to, or P5000, just to collect $5,000 a month, right? Do that, hit P5000 because you truly want to impact 225 people, right? Hit Chairman 10 because you know that there's gonna be 1,000 chairmen within this company, no matter what, right? One day we're gonna wake up, there will be 1 million students, there will be 1,000 chairmen, right? And tell yourself, hey, I'm not going to let 1,000 chairmen happen without me being one of them, right? Tell yourself, hey, yo, I'm not going to allow 1 million students to be impacted by I Am Academy, which I know it will. Yeah, there's going to be 1 million students, but I'm not going to allow 1 million students to be impacted without me at least having 50,000 come from my organization, right? That should be your motivation, right? Knowing that the vision of this company and the vision of where we're going is so powerful, and what we're doing is truly impacting. We're building a trading community where people could learn the secrets of how to trade, right? We're helping the masses, right? You should build this business out of, yo, like, I truly want to help people. I truly want to show this to the world. And if I do hit P5000, if I do hit P2000, great, right? But I'm going to continue doing this regardless, and I'm going to make sure that I'm at least one of the pioneers of this. That was my goal, right? My goal was not, like, I'm going to just be real, guys. I didn't even think I could hit P2000 at first. If you ask my uplines, at first I told them that I wasn't going to build, right? I told them I didn't think I could build because I was so young. I didn't know anybody, right? But what really got me into building, what really got me all in, was knowing that, hey, no matter what, no matter how many companies y'all try to create, no matter how many bots show up, it's happened every single year, no matter what happens, this company will impact 1 million students. There will be 1,000 chairmen. You just got to make the decision that you're going to be one of them. You're going to be one of those 1,000. You're going to be at the VIP section. You're going to have at least 50,000 of those 1 million come from your organization. And just know that the people that stay 10 toes down, you're going to be one of them. That was my motivation. And it still is today. And that's why I'm not building this just for $10,000 a month, and you shouldn't either. You shouldn't build this just to go 10,000. Yeah, the $10,000 a month is great, right? The money is one of the motivations, right? Because we do need money to live, right? But when the income is not there, you're not so stressed and you're not so caught up in the outcome. You're
Mm,
happy at the fact that you're helping. You're happy at the fact that you're a part of this mission and not just for the commission. So
mm.
that was two of my biggest lessons with trading and building.
That's powerful, bro. That's powerful, right? I'm gonna do one more little question. And I feel like this one was good. My man Jose asked this question. So what was your motivation? And I'm gonna kind of switch it up a little bit to make it a little bit more intricate. Who set the standard in your life to really know, like, I'm not settling for little? Like, we going all the way with this thing. Like, was it a family member? Like, who set the standard in your life to make sure that you went all in?
I would say just via books and audios, like that set the standard of my life of, and also events, right? Experiences. There's people and experiences. Two things, right? People and experiences set the standard as to why I was not going to be averages, right? I had great experiences, right? I remember when I went to my first event in Miami, right? I asked my family, I didn't have a car. I begged my parents to drive me to that event in Miami. It was a crazy experience. I got to meet everybody that I used to look up to on Zoom calls, and I got to see them in person. And that experience was like, yo, if they could do it, I could do it too. That experience made me never go back to what I was doing in the past, because I knew that if they could do this and they're doing this, I could do it too, because I saw them in the flesh. So experiences, that's number one. That was one thing that, made me on that path. Number two is people, right? There's certain people in my life that I had as mentors that obviously you guys have mentors too, right? I would say that one person that really made me not really settle for less is my mentor, Darwin Lopez, right?
Mm,
Wall Street Ray, right? They always like, they're always like, yo, and your mentors are the same too, right? Your mentors are there to push you, not just be your friend, right? I'm friends with my mentors. I have great relationships. You may be friends with your mentor as well. But you have to understand, like, your mentor is also there to push you. And if they're not pushing you and you're not allowing them to push you and your coachability index isn't there enough for them to push you, what's the point of you having a mentor? What's the point of you, like, doing that? Like, you're just going to end up in another circle over and over again. You sign up to have a personal trainer at the gym, the personal trainer is going to yell at you and make sure you do more push-ups than what you really think that you could do. You're going to tell them, yo, I can't really do more, but they're going to tell you, like, keep going. And if you try to not even listen or be like, man, I ain't doing that, like, they're not even going to want to train you anymore. Like, it's not going to be something that you can't even do. Like, the personal trainer is probably just going to tell you, bro, get back down and do some more push-ups, right? And that's probably what your mentor is going to tell you too as well. So it's very imperative that you listen to these people, right? It's very imperative that you stay around these people because they're going to always push you. So again, experiences made me not want to go back, and people, I had people around me that was always pushing me. That was always like, and I always have to have people like that in my corner. You always should have people like that in your corner. Spend 25% of your time with your friends, 25% of your time with your team, 25% of your time by yourself, but also 25% of your time with your mentors, with people that have more than you, right? Don't just spend 100% of your time with your team. Don't just spend 100% of your time by yourself. Don't just spend 100% of your time, working. Don't just spend 100% of your time with your mentors, right? Divide the time up, 25% by yourself, 25% with your team, 25% just with the field, and 25% with your mentors. And
mm,
guess what? You will always be pushed to new heights, new levels that you didn't think was reachable, right? Because there's people that see things in you that you don't see in yourself. And it's good that you always stay around them, even with the experiences, right? When you get around that environment and experience like an event, you're going to start to see things in yourself that you didn't see before,
mm.
right? Because you see people that's just like you doing the same thing. You see people in the flesh that are doing what you really truly dreamed of. So why not you? So I always say get around people that's gonna push you, and also get around experiences, events, webinars like this, right? There's loads of webinars, loads of podcasts that you can experience, right? There's loads of events coming up that you can experience, right? We're gonna have Super Saturdays all across the globe, right? We're gonna have the next I Am event. There's loads of events that you can go to and get that experience. And there's loads of people you can talk to. I bet you all you guys on here have a mentor. And if you don't, reach out, ask for help, ask for mentorship. Don't be afraid to ask for mentorship, right? Because when you don't want to ask for mentorship, that's you saying, I know it all. That's you saying, I have all the answers. That's you saying, yeah, I know how to get to this result. And if you truly knew how to get to this result, why don't you already have it, right? You really don't. And that's you being unconsciously aware that you're not coachable enough.
Mm.
And that's how you end up in a circle all over again. So have people and experiences in your life. Always.
Yo, that's so powerful. I feel like when you talk about the law of 20 or the law of 25, like that's something a lot of people don't understand. The reason that law was made, people got to realize something, like you need to always have that time for yourself. You need to have that time to hang out with your family and friends. You need that time to hang out with your mentor, right? Because one thing that I learned, right, because I used to live with my mentor. And when I lived with him, bro, it didn't give him time to grow as a person. I heard this reference one time, and think about it this way, right? Like, if I'm the mentor, right, I'm right here, and I'm pouring into my team's cup, right? I only have so much to pour before I go empty, right? And when you go empty, you have nothing else to pour into your people. So it's always having to, like you were talking about with the non-negotiables, always growing your awareness every single day to be able to give more value to your people, be able to really, impact the lives of others. I really found my passion for motivational speaking through this, industry, because I was able to, I had a voice where before I never had a voice. And now this gives me, leverage, people like you, and I'm so blessed for it to be able to get on calls with me now and answer these questions that I feel like, help the masses. Because I feel like a lot of people just they don't have that mindset of help. So many people just want to help themselves. There's a lot of envy and greed in the world, and that's something that we were born with. That's not something that's, exactly just developed. Everyone has some type of envy or greed in them, but it's talking about, going back into conscious and subconscious thoughts. It's about having those, that conscious self of yours to reject those thoughts and not let it go into your subconscious mind. Because once it does, there's literally nothing you can do to, what you're going to do to not just yourself. You're going to be self-destructive to yourself, but you're also going to be destructive to the people around you. And that's really powerful, family. But I do want to respect your time, family. If any of you guys just started tuning in, I do want you guys to know it's going to be posted on my page as well as on my YouTube channel. So if you guys want to, get the value from this call, if you guys were on the whole call, definitely go on there and, show it some love, because this was an absolutely amazing call. Kyle, I appreciate you so much getting on this call, family. Like, real talk, it means the world to me. You just gave me so many breakthroughs and things. I know I'm going to go through and rewatch this probably 2 or 3 times and really just, get the value for myself and just be able to, help my team, bro. At the end of the day, like you said, we're not here for commission. We're here for a mission. We're here to really, impact and enrich the lives of over 1 million people, bro. And I'm so glad you were able to get on this call with me, bro. And, we're going to be looking back at this call a year from now, or even at Super Saturday, bro, when I get to meet you. And, just be like, damn, like that was crazy that we're able to now grow and see each other just go to the next levels of, where we're going in life, family. But I really do appreciate you, family. Do you have any last thing to say to the people
That's
at
a
home?
fact. Yo, I appreciate you for getting me on here, y'all. I mean, yo, I appreciate you, Scotty, for reaching out, bro. Y'all definitely tap in with my bro. Shoot him a follow. If you guys got some value, drop a 222 in the chat. Honestly, man, my boy Scotty reached out to me, young buck. He was ready for all the sauce, ready for all the answers. And this is the type of coachability you want to have, right? This is the type of, because I bet you Scotty reaches out to a lot of people. He's like, man, I don't know if they'll answer. I don't know if he'll get on this call with me. But guess what? He did something that a lot of people were afraid to do. And guess what? He actually got a lot of people like me and C. John and a lot of top earners that will be on here soon with him to actually start doing this. So I want y'all to know that whatever you want is on the other side of taking that leap, taking that risk. So, y'all could do this just like me. Everybody could do this. And I'm extremely grateful for all of you guys that hopped on this call to even receive some value. Drop an emoji in the chat, whatever. If you're still tapped in, you're plugged in, you got something from this call. And with that being said, again, appreciate you, Scotty. Appreciate all you guys for hopping on. Flood some fires, something. And, honestly, I hope you guys have a blessed night. And I'll see you guys at the top or from the top, because you guys already know the bottom is way too crowded.
You already know. I appreciate every single one of you guys that got on this call. Like I said, I'm going to be posting this on my Instagram, on my Snapchat, or not my Snapchat, my YouTube. So with that being said, family, if you guys need to get this, links in my bio. It's going to be posted literally in like 15 seconds after this call. So let's definitely tap in, family, and run this thing up. If you guys have any questions or anything that you guys need help with, I want you to understand, on my team or not, I'm here to help you guys. And I appreciate every single one of you that were on this call to really get this information, because without you guys, this call would not exist, family. So with that being said, I appreciate every single last one of you. I love all of you. And just like my man Kyle said, I'll see you all at the top, because the bottom is way too crowded.